Everybody. I am spiritual medium Kellee White, and welcome to Ask Me Anything. Today is September 7th, 2023. Well, I want to say hi to everybody, and then, I'll go into the astrology and then I'll answer your questions. And it is good to be back. I've been gone for I don't know, a long time. It feels like forever, like 4 weeks or 5 weeks or something like that. And I do appreciate everybody asking how I'm doing. I so appreciate. Hi, Angel. Hi, Tom. Angel, that's a good question. I'm going to answer that question. Hi, Tom. Thanks. Oh, I'm glad to have you back. Thank you. Angel says, I hope you feel better. My husband and I had COVID 3 times and are now dealing with long COVID. It's a good thing I like to cross stitch. That's very funny. And I'm sorry, honey, that you have that. It is no fun indeed. And what James and I talked about on Monday is James and I had it together. James Van Prague and I had COVID together and at the same time, and we got it together. And we were at the hospital together, and we were able to get Paxlovid together. And we took that. It did kind of spring us back to life. And then there was a rebound effect. So James and I have been on and off our ass for a few days. I spring to work and my sessions are great. So that's not an issue. And then afterwards, I sleep for, 10 or 12 hours straight. So this COVID it's a real thing. I am negative. I've tested negative now for several days, actually, well over a week. But it does leave you a little weak in the lungs and coughing in my case. And I know James had a fever and he's not been feeling well and he's got body aches. And I don't know. Is it because we're older that we have it? I don't know. It's a tough one. It is a tough one. Hi, Wanda. I'm glad I'm back too. Hi there. Stride neural and linguistic, if I can say that. Hi there. I know you guys have had COVID, and I know that hopefully you guys are doing better from it. Hi, Joy. Oh, yeah, I am feeling better. Thanks, Trey. Hi, Frank. Hi, Renee. I am really feeling better. And by the way, if anybody needs a great healer, Judy Friedman, if you're listening, Judy, I know that you do healing work, and Judy's been working with James and me. And boy, what a difference. Her energy work is really great. She does Reiki, but it's a long Reiki. She also uses this Trinfinity 8. I don't think I'm going to say it right. Trinfinity 8? Trinfinity 9? Now I can't remember, Judy. I'm sorry. But the machine is amazing, and it sends energy, and it really has helped me so much. And it's helped James so much. Hi, Sarah Stone. Hi, Karen. Hi, Christine. Welcome back. I asked about a job and business. You heard start a business. That's right. I'm considering final expense insurance agent or travel advisor. Well, I will look into that. But hi, Elizabeth Rustin. Before I even answer any questions. Hi, Joni. Before I answer, hi, Rita. I love hi, Betty Stevens. Oh my gosh. Hi. Oh gosh. Hi, Rhonda from Australia. Hi, everybody. I'm so glad that you guys are turning. Hi, Vicky. Hi, honey. Hi, Dee Dee. So I could go on and on with hellos to everybody, but I'm going to start with the astrology because I've got some great questions that people have asked, and I do want to talk about astrology because these are some heavy, heavy, heavy experiences that we're having right now and big challenges for everybody. And this is a very intense time. Somebody asked me, and I'm going to get who it was that asked me. And it was a great question. I appreciate the question. And it was, will the earth, be getting better soon? Something along those lines. Karen Sanders. Yeah, I love this, Karen. Nice to see you back. Thanks, honey. Do you see the world ever getting better or any better? If so, when? Okay. So, and your birthday is 5/9. So 5/9 is a 10 of diamonds. 10 of diamonds is the blessed card. We call that somebody who's blessed. And I could go on and on about the blessing. It doesn't mean it's an easy life, but it means that there will be some amazing opportunities in this life for you. So, but having said that, do I see the world getting better? So now I'm going to answer this astrologically because we've got some very challenging times ahead. And every challenging time for all of us is going to be an opportunity for growth. So in psychology, we always talk about reframing something for somebody. Like they might look at a situation as negative and this and that, and we'll just reframe it. I'm the queen of reframe. And so this, for the next several months, we're going to have lots of experience and opportunities for growth, making choices, making good choices. Sometimes we're put in a situation, it's happened to me, where no choice is a good choice. And yet you have to figure out the best road for you. So this will bring a lot of maturity to everybody's soul, a lot of advancement to your soul. I know people get tired of me saying this, but we all wanted to be here for this time period because it will grow us up on some level. It grows us a lot. And Earth is like setting its stage, if you will, right now for advancement of our growth. How'd you like that reframe? I should have been in PR. I'm going to do a PR alert for September. It's intense. This month is intense. Remember, we have several planets retrograde. And retrograde means that the planets are stronger. In Vedic astrology, when I'm talking about astrology, I'm talking about Vedic astrology because we believe in Vedic astrology that the planets are stronger when they're retrograde because they're closer to Earth. So retrograde does not mean going backwards. No planet goes backwards, but they slow down a lot. And when they slow down, we have to pay attention to that sign or to that planet. So right now we've got Mercury is retrograde until the 16th of September. Okay, so it's just now another couple of weeks, but it's an important one because Mercury retrograde, and this Mercury retrograde has been retrograde since James's birthday. I always laughed at that, on August 23rd. And in Vedic astrology, it's in Leo. Now, Mercury retrograde brings us back. It might bring people back into our life. It might bring a career back. It might bring a job back. It might bring a relative back, a daughter back, a son back. It might bring an ex-spouse back. You might want to run for the hills. Again, it will give you time to see what you want to do with the people that come back into your life. So in that sense, Mercury is amazing. Now, I know that Elizabeth Preston, you had asked me a specific question about Mercury retrograde. And the question was, when Mercury is retrograde, what's the best way to navigate through decisions or life events or job interviews? Because she says life is obviously not going to stop just because Mercury goes retrograde. Right on. It doesn't, as you know, life just doesn't stop. It keeps going. And she said, are there any situations when it is okay to make a major decision during this retrograde? Yes, there is. Great question. And she said, is it something that has already been started before retrograde? Is it okay to take the next step? Yes. Or best to wait until Mercury goes direct? So, and she says, what if something that can't be postponed? If it can't be postponed, then obviously you're just going to make the decision that works for you in that situation. Okay. Because Mercury in retrograde will bring us situations where we are going to be challenged, but also it can bring amazing situations for us. For instance, if you're a writer, it's a great time to go back, hunker down, and write. If you are let's say you had a job interview and you had it during Mercury retrograde, maybe it will give you time to look at, is this the job that's really right for me? It might be. And maybe you were born with Mercury retrograde, that I was, and James, both of us were. So it doesn't affect us as much. But what it does affect is if you are going to sign a contract, like a big contract, like you're going to buy a house or you're going to start a new career, or if you can wait until it goes direct, it might be better. But if you can't, just sign it. Just do what you need to do. Okay. I don't want anybody to stop living because Mercury is retrograde. No, it can bring up, like, for instance, we have planned we're remodeling our home, and we've been planning this since we lived in Los Angeles. Frankly, it's been a long time, a very long time. And we finally get the right builder. Remember, there was COVID, and then we had to stop, and then it's just been a whole bunch of stuff going on. Anyway, we finally get the right builder, the right designer. Everything is great. We're so happy we're going to start. Then I come down with COVID. I'll be damned. And guess what? We can't do it. We had to postpone it. And then we've had to postpone it. And those are Mercury retrograde situations. And I'm okay with that. I have to laugh. That's the other thing. You have to laugh a lot just in general with life. How I get through everything is I laugh a lot. I'm serious. I'm a very serious person. But some of this stuff, you just have to go, okay, give it up to God, give it up to the universe. Okay, whatever. So anyway, we have these planets that are retrograde. So Mercury is just one of the many challenges up here. We have Pluto. Pluto is the hidden planet, and that makes transformation happen. So the reason I'm saying all of this is the next few months, life will be about transforming from where you are now. I bet when we start in January, everybody's going to look back at their life and go, man, I've grown, I've changed, I've made some good choices in life. Saturn is retrograde. Now Saturn, and it's retrograde again in Vedic astrology in Aquarius. Saturn retrograde. Saturn is karma, which brings back life situations that we have to deal with. And before we incarnate, before we are born, we have certain things that we have to deal with. So Saturn sets the stage for that. Saturn will say, "Oh, you don't want to have to work with this person? Well, guess what? You're going to work with this person and you're going to figure it out." This is Saturn. That's Saturn. And Saturn also has to do with health. So if you can, during this period of time, and I knew this from the last 2 months, but keep your health up as best that you can. Okay. Keep your immune system up, because COVID is going to be rampant. It's just going to strike again as it's been. I'm not just saying that because I have it, but the planets indicate that this is going to happen right now, and it's going to happen for the next few months. I absolutely do not see a lockdown at all, but I do see that a lot of people that have never had it are going to get it. Okay, so just keep your immune system up. I was pleasantly surprised that some of the people on our ship when we were on the cruise did not get it, and I was thrilled out of my mind that they did not. Okay, and now we know Jupiter is the biggest planet, and if you look out at the moon, you can see Jupiter next to it. It's just beautiful every night. And Jupiter is retrograde, and Jupiter is the largest planet, and it's the wisdom planet, and it will bring us to a place of learning about spirituality. So again, if you wanted to take a class or if you wanted to study, it's a great time for that. But it also is a great time when we have these growth experiences. I'm going to use that in quote, growth experiences, whatever that would be, whatever's in your life path that you'll have to deal with, then all of that means that you will come out with wisdom. Okay, all of it means you'll come out with wisdom from it. And now Venus is direct now. Fortunately, that's a really good thing, because that means that our relationships will have an easier time of it. However, having said that, don't forget, Mercury retrograde brings back people into our life. So you really want to question, why are they coming back? And do you want the person in your life? And maybe you do, maybe you don't. Maybe there's some good things. Maybe there's some times that you want to look at and go, I'm done. I don't need this person. I can go on to my next class in life, if you will. We also have Chiron retrograde, and Chiron is the wounded healer. So please take time to deal with your own issues, anything that you really need to help you. It's a great time for going into therapy. It's a great time for learning and being realistic with who you are and what your needs are. Okay, because I know a lot of you are healers out there and you take care of the world. Look in to see for you and be real honest when you do with what yourself. Am I this? Am I that? What do I need? That would be a really, really good thing. And the last thing I'm going to talk about, and I talked about this on Monday, but Rahu, which is a planet in Vedic astrology, but in Western astrology, it's the North Node, but it's Gandanta, and Gandanta means Actually, it means drowning, and it means a knot, and it means it's a very intense time when it's in Gandanta. Gandanta is between a fire sign and a water sign, or a water sign and a fire sign. And this goes to the end of the year. I mean, all the way through this whole year. So it could bring a lot of things that are out of control. And that's kind of the energy that it almost feels like right now, this out of control, intense energy, where a lot of people are depressed. So, and if you are depressed, if you're feeling that way, either talk to a friend or find a therapist or start reading a lot of books and really allowing yourself to think about, why am I down? What am I down about? I mean, and those are the things that you can do to begin the process of taking care of yourself. And also, I do want to mention that, and I said this earlier, but on September 16th, Mercury finally goes direct, and it's in Leo. And what this does is it brings about bravery for us, because Leo is the heart and Leo is brave, and Leo has this quick thinking energy. And so when it goes direct in Leo on the 16th, I think it might get a little better, except that this month is pretty radical. I don't mean, it just is. It just is. I mean, there'll be some good moments, and then there are going to be some of those intense days, that is just this month. And September 18th, though, I do want to talk about this. And if your birthday is September 18th, wow, that's an amazing day, because it's Ganesh's birthday. So Ganesh is in the Vedic tradition, is the remover of obstacles. And they say that Ganesh is the patron saint of astrologers and writers. So Ganesh's birthday on September 18th, I actually have a little Lord. Well, I'll take a picture of it and I'll post it. But Ganesh moves obstacles. So let's say there's something that's been in your way, and you talk to Lord Ganesh, and especially on that day, on the 18th, there's a lot of goodwill on that day that comes in and helps you move out of your way. It will help that Mercury is direct too. So anyway, so those are some things to look forward to, is Ganesh's birthday. I always think that's a very auspicious day here. I do. So, okay, so I'm going to answer a lot of questions, and I've got a ton of questions here to answer, but I wanted to start with, and this was, Angel had asked, she said, I have a question. The age of the people from the cruise seem to be over 60. Yeah, probably. Not everybody, but some. Probably maybe half the class. Is that because some of us did not have the support growing up, that we were really not alone? I'm not sure I understand that. If you did, so Angel, you didn't have the support. A lot of people over 60 in my generation did not have the support. That's correct. If that's the question, a lot of people did not. Parents were coming from, God, the parents had their parents had a very difficult time. And so, yeah, the generations it was a tough generation, actually. So no, and psychologically, they just weren't there. I think I'd like to believe that now people are more aware and consciousness has changed and shifted. But that's a good question, honey. I do appreciate that question with that. So I did want to answer that. And I have a question here, and this is from Carrie East. So hi, Carrie. And I know, bless your heart, you had COVID too. She says, this COVID thing is for the birds. She said, I lost my taste and smell too. The blessing, however, it's been great for my diet. Okay. Seriously, very funny and very true. I too have no taste and smell. Although yesterday, Dawn was making some pancakes, and I said, I think I can smell maple. Couldn't taste it, but I could kind of smell it, which was really a good thing for me. Anyway, here's her question. She said, when you and James do mediumship readings, she said, you make it look seamless. But as a student of mediumship with James, I know we really need to get and sustain our vibrational energy to a very high level. Yes, you do. So the question is, do I meditate on it before I go into a reading? Like in the workshop demo. So when James and I were on the cruise, we did a lot of demonstration for mediumship. And she said, did we meditate before we went on? Or she said, or is it an instantaneous state that you can easily access after years of sitting in development circles? She said, I'm struggling with sustaining the energy. My psychic skills are strong, but I'm getting to mediumship is more taxing. It's a completely different strength. Very true. I really appreciate the skill now more than ever as I try to master it. So here's the thing, Carrie. I've been doing it for years, and it's a muscle for me. It's just a muscle. Now, when I do therapy, the energy is, say, it's here. And I always describe this. I used to tell this to my mom all the time. So here I'm doing therapy, and the energy is an equal exchange of energy, okay? Just kind of like this. Here we go. And then when I do psychic ability, energy, my energy goes up to about here. You can see it goes higher, okay? And the psychic stuff comes in like that. And then the mediumship, I have to raise my vibration more, and I really have to raise it. It's a different animal, okay? It just isn't, completely different. But after many years, yes, I was lucky. I got to sit with James in a circle, development circle, for many years, and I've done a lot of work with him. In fact, working with James is really fun for me because it's like a tennis match, and I love that I can just jump in and he can jump in, and it's really fun. I mean, I just never want to stop. I just love that it's so fun for me. And I view this as fun too. But here's the thing. What I do is I meditate before I go into a session. I set my energy. I ask my guides for help. I ask their loved ones to come in who needs to be here. And then it's like jumping off a cliff. I literally just allow it to happen. It's not a left brain activity. It's, unfortunately, I really don't have much of a left brain. So for me, I mean, when I went to grad school, I had to really buckle down and figure this thing out. But it's a natural state. It's nothing to perseverate over. You just open up that energy over and over. And because I've done it for so long, it's a natural state for me. Okay. I put myself mentally into it. I'm here. I'm in mediumship. Okay, bum. And it's like off to the races. Okay. And so I think that's what James and I would both say. And the other thing is, it is like catching a feather. It's not chasing it. Like when I was, I don't want to say when I was younger, but my earlier stages as a medium, I was trying to chase it. It doesn't work that way. I have to hold back and just allow the information to come in. And also, I had to learn to trust the process, that it works. Trusting spirit. And Mavis Patilla would teach me that over and over and over. If you get any chances, watch Mavis Patilla videos. Just her energy and her discourse of working as a medium. And she would say, you're going to get things wrong, and she allowed the space for all of this. So she was a wonderful teacher. So if you look back at any of her things, I think that would really help you. Okay. I hope that helps. Okay. I love this question. Carol Ledden-Cusson. She said, hi, Kelly. I'm wondering if you're having any impressions about Hurricane Lee. We had property damage from Fiona as we live on the New Brunswick coast. I'm so sorry, Carol, that you have. Here's my thought about Hurricane Lee. This is terrible, but my dad's name was Lee, and we used to call him a hurricane all the time because he'd come in and everything would turn upside down. He was like a tornado hurricane. So when they called this one Lee, I was like, oh, great Scots. I think it's going to be a big one, Carol. I think it's going to be a big one. I do. I actually do. So Lori says, oh, hold on with that. Keep that there, Renee. But I want to read this quick. Lori says, that's my problem, not trusting myself. And Lori, let me tell you, you told me when we were on the ship, right when we were checking out, and I'm sorry, I was kind of out of it when you were talking to me. But you had a situation, Lori, if I remember right, you were working with another person on the ship as a medium. You were the medium, and you were getting some information, and the person ended up talking about somebody, and I think it was Bill Bixby, right, Lori? And it turned out, as Lori's telling me the story, I turned to her and I said, and as sick as I was, I said, wait a minute, I knew Bill Bixby very well. I loved Bill Bixby. It was a wonderful man. I mean, a wonderful man. And I validated your thing, Lori. So just don't ever forget that. Okay, you're a wonderful medium and you're a wonderful therapist, and don't forget that. Okay, I mean, just trust yourself. Okay, Renee, would you put that? Okay, this is from Melanie Barbusio. Kellee, I wish I could have gone on the cruise. It would have been a dream come true, but perhaps another dream will come some other time. Absolutely, Melanie. I keep getting premonitions of World War III and nuclear. I know I know times have been shifted, thankfully, because of weather. Do you get any of these premonitions? Prayers, good conquers, and it doesn't pass. That's very interesting. I get odd premonitions. I do. I do. I want to say odd is probably not the right word. I have had many premonitions of many things. And what I do, and when you get that, Melanie, I'm glad you're saying it. You say it, you tell somebody, you write it down, and then, as one of my old mentors said a long time ago, you start praying that things change. And so you want to, put positive energy out there. And so it's not surprising because we're headed in a very rough period of time with a lot of challenges coming up. And I feel that the world is going to do a lot of shifting. And somebody had asked me about the dimension, the third dimension versus the fifth dimension. Of course, I always think of the fifth dimension, the group, because I loved Up, Up, and Away. Remember that song? I loved that. But anyway, the higher dimensions really are higher consciousness. And so I feel that there will be many people that their consciousness will be rising, their consciousness will shift. And during all of these different kind of experiences that we're going to have on Earth. So are your premonitions correct? They could be. I'm not going to poo-poo it. I'm just not, but write them down, as my mother used to say. I used to see things all the time, and bless her heart, she would say, okay, write it down. We'll talk about it. Some things did absolutely happen that I saw, and some things passed. Okay, so that's the whole thing with premonitions. Okay, but good question. I so appreciate that. Okay, Brenda Toomey Spinelli. Hi, Brenda. She said, my son and my dad passed this exact same date. Wow, but 3 years apart. Was that in our soul contract? Oh, Brenda, I've got chills. And I'm going to give you a card from them from Talking to Heaven. Let's get you a card, Brenda. Yes, that would have been in the soul contract. And your birthday's 4/30, so you are a 4 of clubs like me. And 4 of clubs has some radical lessons, but there would have been a soul contract. I don't know. I'd love to know what the date was. I think you're telling me your birthday was 4/30, but it would have been in their contract, Brenda. For absolutely, there's no accident on that one. There's no accident, period. But okay, this is what they say. They see all of your thoughts. They don't want you to worry. Okay, Brenda? You're in your head a lot. They don't want you to worry. They watch over you like you would not believe it, especially your son. Your dad too, but especially your son here. He's grateful you are his mother. I just heard that. Grateful. Okay? And this is for, okay, and I have another one for Vicky, because Vicky, I know your birthday's coming up on Sunday, Vicky. Yay. So this is from your beloved Mike, and he says, we are so connected. I love your husband. He's the best. We are so connected. Mike gives you so much love because he knows your birthday's coming up. He knows. Mavis is amazing, right, Karen? Betty Stevens says, I'm just like you, Wanda. So I'm not sure what Wanda said, but Wanda says, good grief. Overwhelming is what this all sounds like. Without my husband, I've been miserable and am thinking of going back to work. I'm older than dirt. Guess doing it now will either help me or break me. Oh, Wanda, definitely go back to work if you get a chance, because instead of being miserable, it would be great. And I don't think you're too old to go back to work at all. You might really find a whole new everything for you. Okay, do it. Do it. I think it'd be great for you. Okay, that's what I think. Okay. Okay, Pat Lang. Any message from my cat Pepper that passed away 2 weeks ago? So I miss her. So, I bet you do. I've seen a lot of animals that are passing right now, Pat. A lot. Oh, I love my cat. I love my cat Phil so much. Let's see, Pepper. That's interesting because, wait a minute, Vicky, don't you have a cat named Pepper also? Vicky, I think you do. Here we go, Pat. Here we go. She says, I had to leave that way. So whichever way she had to go, It was she had to go. But guess what, Pat? She's around you all the time. Okay? Julie Munsterman says, Mavis seems so awesome. She really is. Any recommendations for specific videos or where to start to learn from her? I would just go to put her name in and watch all the videos. And you go to her website, Mavis Pittilla, Pittilla, and she is wonderful. She's just absolutely wonderful. You will absolutely love her. Joni Gibson says, well, I was on the cruise ships on the cruise. It was like being home of the like-minded people. They were so kind and loving, right? I felt that they were too. She said, I was even able to do readings for most in my group, and they didn't realize at the time, but they helped to heal me more than they know. Oh, Joni, I'm so happy. I'll make sure James hears that. I think that is so great. IK says, I got on late. Please pray for Maui. Everyone's on edge here. Oh, I've got chills on that whole Maui. Oh, I was heartbroken. I mean, what a weird, I don't know. Something's not right on that. Something is definitely not right. Oh my God. Something's not right there. A lot of prayers out for that too. Okay. Definitely. Okay, Maria Anastasia, she said, I can't get proper referrals for medical surgery and behavioral health. I'm missing opportunities for surgery and support. What the hell is going on? Excruciating. It's probably all these planets that are retrograde, and once it sorts itself out, I would say probably after the 16th, Maria. Keep trying, okay? Don't worry, keep trying. Keep trying. Okay, Tanya Fulton, 823. A brain aneurysm was recently found in my mother. I'm sorry. No set date for the operation, okay? She's trying to remain optimistic. So yes, here's the thing, Tanya. Keep her optimistic. Because brain aneurysms are very interesting. So why does our soul choose, as a soul, why do we choose this kind of a situation? It opens us up spiritually. So whatever, she'll have a positive outcome with it, and it will open her up spiritually on some level. Whenever there's anything in that area, particularly in the brain, and I would say everything opens us up, has the opportunity to open us up spiritually, but that really does, Tanya. So please tell her that. And Margaret, I love the fifth dimension, right? Let the sunshine in. I hope you're feeling better, and Margaret, I know that you had it very rough, and I hope that you're doing better, honey. I really do. I mean, you're a very good soul. So I hope that you're doing a lot better. Okay, Judy Legacy. She says, I would love a card for my granddaughter. And 12/17. And okay, let's look at 12/17. So your granddaughter's birthday is December 17. Okay, Ace of Clubs, and you are 3/17. So you are March 17. I love that, which is a 6 of diamonds. She said she's recently come to live with me. Is she going to be okay? Yes, Judy. And the thing with your granddaughter is Ace of Clubs always comes to, they always have an extended family that they tend to stay with. Seriously. So this is a good thing. And she comes in to learn this, and then she'll come in to learn this. Ace of Clubs loves to, they don't have a straight track. So whatever your mind is, if you think, oh, she needs to just do this, they have a different trajectory. It's not straight. It's not linear. It's here, and then they go learn this, and then their soul learns this. I mean, they learn all kinds of things. And you're 6 of diamonds. 6 of diamonds is about financial responsibility and creativity and groundedness. Sorry, I have to have some of my hot tea. Hold on. That helps. But I would absolutely be, she's okay. She's going to be okay that she's living with you. Okay. Okay. Robin Kane Kirby. She said, if you're feeling it, I'd love to have a card, and you are 6/17. So June 17 is a King of Clubs. So you're a female with a King of Clubs brain. And let's go from the soul's journey, shall we? Let us do this. Okay, let's go this. Here we go. And this is from James's soul journey. And your card is patience is a virtue. Okay. Well, the funny thing about this is right now, I would say to everybody, pack your patience in general. If you're traveling, good luck. Pack your patience. But just in general, because remember, Earth is shifting and all kinds of things are coming out. If you hear about any of the celebrities, they're all in trouble. It's like all this stuff's going on because there's shit's coming out. Everybody's stuff's going to come out. So kind of sit back. As my daughter goes, is this a time that I should just be sitting back eating popcorn? I'm like, pretty much. But if you can, but if you find yourself in the middle of all of this stuff, ask the good questions like, how would Jesus handle this? How would, my guide handle this? Think like that. Whoever you role model, think like that. How would they handle any of this? So, and here's a question, and this was a good question about hold on, let me find this one. Let me just find this. It was okay, here we go. Now this is from Kim Jones Gant, and she said, hi Kellee, I'm curious about something. I know that there are spirits that get stuck and that they can't cross over at first, especially if there was a sudden death of some kind. I thought they'd always be met by a loved one or a guide to help them cross over. How and why did some souls get stuck? So here, and I'll get you a card, Kim, but let me answer that. So souls really don't get stuck. Let's say there was a personality disorder. I'm going to start with that. Let's say they were a total narcissist and they just didn't want to leave their house, or they were, bugged over a situation or whatever. They're always going to have somebody there to get them. Always. Okay. You are never alone. The call goes out 6 to 8 weeks before you pass. Your loved one's already there. Whether you want to go is most soul. I've never had a soul that was just completely stuck. They just might want to see what's going on first. They might want to, so let's say there was a financial situation, but the souls really don't get stuck. They don't. They can move on. But the souls that I find that are the most challenging, that have passed, and most 99.999% of them, even if a personality disorder, they're on the other side right away. But if there is somebody that is just wants to hang around a lot, let's say they loved that truck and they didn't want anybody to get that truck or their house or their property. It usually has to do with material things. So or if a mother passes and the child is there alone, that might also bring a soul not stuck, but a soul that is wanting to make sure the child is taken care of. I mean, those are kind of quick examples, and I hope that helps. But they're not really, they don't really get stuck here. Let's see, Cheryl Fuchs, 5'2". My husband connected with me during the workshop with a message I didn't want. Do you have any messages from him for me? You didn't want the messages with, wait a minute, my husband connected with me during the workshop with a message I didn't want. Really? What was the message, Cheryl? That's too bad. Well, let's get you a message here, honey. I don't know what the message was, and I don't know who gave you the message, but let's get you a message from your husband, Cheryl. Here we go. He says, I am surrounded by loving animals. So I don't know if he loved animals, but he looks like he's got a lot of animals around him now, So just think like that. Okay. Betty Stevens, am I ever going to finish my books? Betty, this is the greatest time to, if you can, just hunker down and set those intentions and start writing. Even if you write a little bit in the morning or a little bit, whatever your time period is, it's a great time with all the planets retrograde. It's a great time to go back for that. Absolutely. Okay, Angela Sophia, what is going on with all of these people going into stores in huge groups and stealing? How do you see it? What is going on? Oh, gosh, Angela, it's awful. When I was in Los Angeles, whenever this was, a month ago or whenever I was there, seems like, I don't know, whenever, a few weeks ago, it happened right down the street from where I was, and we were shocked. I think that it's that chaotic energy that I'm talking about, and I think that we're going to see more of it, frankly. I think that people are out of control, and I think that the planets are shifting everything so fast. This is a world almost, it's very different than how I knew it. Does that make sense? It's a drag, isn't it? I love you too, Vicki, and I love Mike too. Okay. let's see. Oh, so Amy Valentine says, I'd love to hear a message from my spirit guides around the current work situation that is in front of me. Well, let's see if I have my, oh, I do have messages from the guides. Here you go. And these are from James. I took these out. So let me do this. Now, I also want to mention two things. I'm teaching a class with Jen Weigel on October 11th, and it's a spirit guide class. So if you go to Jen Weigel, JenWeigel, you can sign up for that if it's available. I think it's available now. And that's for spirit guides. So I'm going to be teaching a class and going over everybody's spirit guides because everybody wants to know about their spirit guides. And then probably in November, I'm going to be doing another spirit guide online Zoom event. And I'll take 20 people and we'll do that. And I also want to talk about the All Souls Weekend, which is November 3rd to 5th, 3rd, 4th, and 5th in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. If you've never been there, it's beautiful. I mean, Lake Geneva is the most beautiful place. I'm going to attend. I was the guest speaker 2 years ago. I thought it was last year, but last year I was in the hospital. But 2 years ago. And it was just a beautiful, beautiful thing. And I'm going to go. I'm planning on going. And it's a lot of different speakers on spirituality. And there'll be a lot of people doing readings. And I'm not going to personally do readings at all, but I'm just going to attend. And it's really fun. So it's called the All Souls Weekend. And Renee, if you can find that information to post, that would be great. Here is a lesson. Regret. Okay, Amy, here we go. Regret. I know that I cannot change the past. Now, here's the thing. If the current work situation is you can't change the past here, then what you want to do is you want to make some good decisions. What's good for you in front of the situation? Because you have the answer inside of you. What's good for you? How do you want to handle this? What do you want to do? Okay, so think like that. Okay, Julie Akers, anything about my career? Thank you for everything you do. And you're welcome. 621. So you are June 21, which is a 9 of clubs. Oh, Julie, 9 of clubs. It's one of my favorites because they're all about soul completion and they come to change careers. And it's about your stage where you are right now. You're born in 1973. I think it's time actually to change the career if you're thinking about that right now, because you come in to do especially healing work with people. So whatever you're doing has something to do with healing. Just go for it. Okay. Let's see. Oh yeah, thank you. Mavis Patilla, you put Mavis Patilla up there. Oh, thank you, Renee. Thank you. I'm so glad that you did that because that's really important here. Yeah, YouTube user says our Maui friends that travel is down and they need tourism. That's what I hear. I hear that too. So absolutely. Okay, let's see. Julie Moore, any message for my 2 younger brothers? They passed about a year apart. Oh, Julie, that's so sad, honey. I'm so sorry. God, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. Let's get you a message from your beloved brothers here, okay? I think losing a sibling is the hardest thing I do. A child and a sibling. It's not your fault. So I'm not sure what they mean by it's not your fault. I have no idea. If you had thought maybe you were concerned but it had nothing to do with you, Julie. It has nothing to do with you. And I think they don't want you to feel sad for them. I can tell you that they're together. I can tell you that right now. Okay. Yeah, they definitely did. Okay. So Mary Snyder says, hi, Kellee. Glad you're feeling better. Thanks, honey. I have not had a dream about my deceased husband in a long time. What's going on? Can you help me? So, Mary, that's very interesting. Well, let's get a card from your deceased husband here. But I have had, the veil seems to be thinner. And I know normally we don't say that till the end of October, like around Halloween, where the veil gets really thin. But it's thinning right now. It just is. And I don't know if it's from all these retrogrades. I don't know if it's from the energy on the planet. And right now, our loved ones are really trying to help us with their energy and their positivity and everything they can do to help us. Maybe that's it. But I have had nothing but dreams of people that have passed. Every single night, I've had dreams of people that have passed in my life. And it's wild. So if you haven't had a dream of him, and we're talking about him, I bet you do. He says to tell you, you are never alone. Now, often on the other side, when they come to us in dreams, sometimes we don't remember. So tell yourself you want to remember. And there was a period I did not hear from my mom at all. Like when I say a period, like 2 or 3 years. Now it's like every night. I don't know. I think she was busy. I don't know. I have no idea. But now it's like every single night she's telling me this or telling me that. Um, it's very interesting. Okay, Brittany Duval. Hi, Brittany. Would love to know how I'm doing on my spiritual journey. Any guidance or advice? So you are 822. So let's look at 822. August 22 is a 4 of clubs. Okay, and you were born in 1988. So I'm also a 4 of clubs. I've been working a lot with 4 of clubs people today, of all days. So I'm glad to see that, Brittany. 4 of clubs is all about communication and learning and education and learning and giving knowledge and healing. I'm prejudiced because I happen to love 4 of clubs. But the advice would be this, and you were born in 1988, and that is actually all those 8s, I think, is great. You come into with your power. And 4 of clubs is also about using power. Now, here's some great advice. 4 of clubs weakness, okay, is picking bad relationships. So you really want to have that maturity about you, about picking well, okay? So I hope that is some good advice that I would have given my younger self. My younger self would have paid 0 attention to it, but 4 of clubs also has an amazing ability to overcome and get through everything, okay? So I hope that helps you too. You can get through anything, and you're still very young. I would say study, 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 okay? I really would. Okay, Lisa Letzinger, anything from my folks? Okay, well, let's get you a card from your folks here. Lisa, let's do that. And your birthday is on 5/1, on May 1. It's 5 of spades. 5 of spades are healers. Lots of experience. They come, I don't care what the experience is, 5 of spades has to have the experience. Okay, your parents say they are with the rest of the family. All right. Often that happens. I see it when I've had many dreams of people that I know that have passed, or my friends' families, or my clients' families. It's so funny. And they're always at like some party or barbecue. They have a lot of parties on that side. I never get to go in to said party. I've tried to weasel my way in, never works. They always have like, it sounds an odd statement, like bamboo up so I can't get in, or they'll have, like doors shut and I can't get in. And I hear them, I can hear them, I can't see them. And I get so bugged over that. Yeah, and Margaret, my mom was quiet. Now she's very not quiet. So Betty, hi Betty Scott. Oh, Betty, I'm so proud of you. I know you've got your own office now as a therapist. I'm really, really proud of you, Betty. I think that's so great. And she says, I wonder if I can get a card for my father-in-law. He passed, but I don't hear much from him. He and I had a special knowing, but don't feel him. Okay. He says this, remember me by the happy memories that we created. Betty, don't forget that, honey, that you guys created some pretty special memories, and honor that, okay? Our loved ones are always around us if we need them. Some are always around, and some are just, if you need them, they're right there. If you're thinking of them, they're right there. All of a sudden you might see a big butterfly land in front of your face. You say, what is that? Oh, that's my grandmother. That's my, start thinking like that. All of a sudden you see these birds, you see a cardinal, or you see a hawk, or it's their way of letting us know that they're around us. Okay, just please know that. Debbie Lessell, she says, hi Kellee, I'll be moving soon. Can you please tell me if I will be able to find a job soon? And if so, what will I be doing? I don't know what you'll be doing, but November 5th, first of all, I think that's great that you are going to be getting it. You will find a new job, okay? November 5th. November 5th is a 2 of diamonds. 2 of diamonds is partnership, it's work, and it's creativity. And they have youth for life, Debbie. Don't forget I'm saying that. Youth for life. Use anything you can. You will be getting a job soon, okay? And as everything shakes up, and And as some of the planets start to go direct, things will start to move and shift again. You'll get a job soon. Don't worry about that. You will definitely get a job soon. Okay. Okay. Heather Pike. Hi, Heather. She says, Kellee, may I please have a mini reading about my business? And 320. So you are 3 of diamonds. I'm at a total loss. I'm needing to make more money. What do the cards say? Thank you very much. So 3 of diamonds is first of all, it's the most challenging card in the deck, the most challenging. But what makes it so important is that 3 diamonds can do anything. You have to set your mindset that I be open to positive thoughts and positive energy. You need to have different what am I trying to say, sayings every single day that keep you, affirmations that keep you in a positive space. Okay, you have to, because things are going to change for you after September 20th, honey. Things will change for you. Okay, don't worry about it. Don't worry about that time. Okay, Carrie says, thank you for the wonderfully detailed answer to my mediumship question. You're so welcome. It was helpful and very inspirational. You're welcome, Carrie. Just keep staying on that path and say hi to your husband. You guys are just terrific. Okay, Lana Fletcher, can I get a card? Yes, you can. And 1217 is again Ace of Clubs, and let's get you a card from the Soul's Journey. Let's do that from the Soul's Journey, because I happen to have those out right here. And like attracts like, Lana. So pay attention to what you put out there, you bring in. Okay. Kay Buckley Cahoon says, my beloved mother-in-law passed away on August 6th. Oh, she waited for her granddaughter to say goodbye. Before she passed, within seconds, she took her last breath, surrounded by her 9 children. I have chills about this woman. I had a feeling her son came for her granddaughter's father. Oh, no doubt. Absolutely. Definitely a beautiful moment and feeling. Can I have a card from her? Oh, yeah, I have chills. Okay. She is going to be around to help this family. And I think she's so grateful that that's how she got to exit. You know, we plan our exits. We plan them. And it's, for some souls, it's extremely important for the whole family to be around. Some souls, they want nobody around them. In my mom's case, we all had to be there. In my dad's case, it was like, woo, please go. I mean, my dad actually said to us, I'm going to fly out now. And he meant it. And he did. It was like, oh, are we excused? Okay. She says, I always give you a goodnight kiss. And I think that what she means by that is she goes around and hugs and kisses everybody. Okay. I was at a funeral once. I'll never forget this as long as I live. It's a real good friend of mine's mother had passed. And we were in Los Angeles, and we were at her funeral. And it was a, old-fashioned funeral. And all of a sudden I look up and I see her mother, who has passed. I'm watching with my eyes, go around to every single person and hug that person and put their arms around that person. I was so moved that by the time she came to me, I was just sobbing. I could hardly get the words out. And it was just a beautiful moment. Souls love their loved ones. Okay. Even if there's been trouble around their loved ones, they have a different take on them. Okay, Rhonda Mills, I lost my job unexpectedly. Any message from my daughter? Her birthday is 12, and so your daughter has passed then. A message from my daughter. Okay, so let's get a message from your daughter. Now, Rhonda, when people lose their jobs or anything like that, and there's going to be some shifting for everybody. That's what I've been talking about. Just know something better is coming. Okay, Rhonda? Something better is coming. The universe knows our plan. Our guides know our plan way better than we do. We want it to go a certain way, and yet it's going to happen this way. Kind of almost have to, instead of pushing against the current, just like, okay, here we go. But something better will happen. Let's get you a card from your daughter, honey, okay? This is very sweet. It's a little girl and her dog. I'm just a thought away, okay? I want everybody this week to make sure that they take care of themselves, trying to lift yourself up, lift your vibration up. Join James and me on Monday. We're going to be talking about a really great subject, and that is free will versus destiny. And they're two different things, free will and destiny. And before we incarnate, we come here to Earth. It's a free will planet. And that's why I always say, when you really start, your consciousness starts to expand, you need at that time to ask the big questions. What is the right choice for me? What's good for me? As opposed to by the seat of your pants flying. If you can really think about things in a deep way for the growth of your soul. And that's what we're going to be talking about, because that's free will. And I think that's how free will is supposed to be. That you really need to put some thought into it. I've shared this many times. When I was younger, I had a boyfriend that said, "You just never think, you just do." He was right. I just seat of my pants. Until such a time that I couldn't do that anymore. And then now I think things through. I use my intuition mostly, but I do think things through. Anyway, I hope everybody has a great week, and we'll see you on Monday with James Van Praagh and me, and it's going to be a great show on Monday night. And then I'll be back next Thursday to answer more of your questions on Ask Me Anything. So take care, my friends. Bye, everybody.
You've been listening to Ask Me Anything, featuring spiritual medium and psychotherapist Kellee White.